it is important we take our Iman from Quran. We put our heart into Quran. And today what you're going to see is how this magnanimous personality, and these are authentic, these are research scholars who have dedicated their lives. At least, like cooked meal, take it as much as you want. The nobility, we cannot, because think of it, your salat is not complete until you do the Shahada Muhammad Rasulullah. That important it is. The most important part of any Muslim's life is his salat. In salat, he has to say in tashahhud. This is Allah's gift, Allah's honor, dignity, that you cannot complete your prayer without recognizing my Prophet. Surah Hazari, you know this very well. I repeat this time 10 times a day. For me to understand Uswatun Hasana, I have to search in the Quran. I have to search in the Quran. That's all there is. What does Allah mean? He is a role model for all time, for all people. He is what? Rahmah lil Alameen. He's a mercy. He is the light for all human beings, me, you, all of us. Okay, so let's keep going because it's a very long presentation. I may have to cut it short. His personality, rationality, functionality, individuality, social dynamic, name any aspect of today's life, and Muhammad's life will reflect perfect career. We think that because we have computers, cell phones, and on and on and on, and all these electronic gadgets, we do not realize the core of our personality is human being. Core of personality is a human being. Always remember that. I'll tell you a small story about a professor. He invited all his students to his class at home. The professor invited his class of students to his house, and on the table he put some dessert, sweets, donuts. Anybody loves here Dunkin' Donut? I love it. Okay, Dunkin' Donut, whatever you call it, and cups of different type. Some expensive, some, made creative, clay, and this and this and this. And he invited them, and as soon as they came in, he says, okay, there is the cup for the coffee and tea, and there is the refreshment. And then he noticed that as people came, as would be the nature, you look at quickly and you pick up the most expensive one. Of course, you don't want that little dry, white-looking one. You want the most expensive one, but that's fitra. So you go, the hand will go to the most expensive one. You pick it up. As they have done, at the end, there were only a few left and they were all ordinary. I mean, you can get it from the, this is, supermarket. Right there from the, free gift from the gas station. They used to give that, You don't give anymore, do you?
I don't do that.
Okay, he doesn't do it anymore. But they used to do that. I used to work at British Petroleum. So, Alhamdulillah, now after he finished, what he told them, a very beautiful lesson. He said, I noticed that when you came in, you took some most expensive, at the end some ordinary, and then he says, it doesn't matter what cup you have, it's what's inside your cup. Always remember that, your ruh. Everything boils down to how well you connected with your ruh, with Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Okay, let's continue. Education. Is there anybody's mind, they say there was a Ajamiyan, Quran says there is a non-Arab who taught him. And then when the Jibreel came, he said he didn't know how to read. Stop a lot of people. They don't understand Rasulullah. That's just propaganda. Jewish propaganda, others' propaganda, the enemies of Islam and enemies of Muhammad propaganda. He was educated by Allah. I taught you what you did not know, O Muhammad. If there is any doubt, let's remove it. Who taught Muhammad? Not Jibreel. Nobody. Allah was his teacher. So Allah taught Muhammad, and guess what? Muhammad taught Ali. And then passed on. Okay, This is a very important ayah from Surah Nisa. وَأَنزَلَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْكَ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةَ وَعَلَّمَكَ مَا لَمْ تَكُنْ تَعْلَمْ. What you didn't know, I taught you. There is no intermediary here. Allah is directing through Quran. Remember, the Quran is final word of Allah. Don't take things and check. No, take Quran and then check other things. We go the wrong direction. We run after all the people, the scholars, and you get the direction from them. But Quran is the ultimate. Don't ever make that mistake. And Muhammad is purest as of purest. So now we have this ayah. Surah Nisa is saying, I taught you, O Muhammad. What did I teach you? I taught you the book. I taught you hikmah. And I taught you what you did not know. This is just between him and Muhammad. And Allah educated him. And he commanded, now take these two words from him. He commanded me to be generous and righteous and forbade me from miserliness and cruelty. Generous. Is everybody generous here? I'm not. Not in this spirit. Not in this spirit. It's so relative. Oh yeah, I'm generous. I write a check and I do this. I put some money in that boxes there. Well, that's generosity. Sure. But that's the only extra fluids I have. If I have a choice of 120, I'll put 20 there, keep 100 for myself. I'm bakhil. That Muhammad's generosity is he'll give 120, not 100. Whatever he had, take it. People who met him, they were sure he is nothing but pure heart. Okay, so righteousness forbade me from miserliness. Generous, opposite is miserliness. Please, I remind myself, don't be miser. Allah will test me. Allah will test me. Send me something, somebody needy, and say, well, I really don't have that much money right now, and bank is closed, and whatever, I have a lot of excuses. Don't fail the test of Allah, because He'll test you till the last breath, every one of us. Make no mistake on this. The test will always be there. Okay, let's go through Quran. I'll tell you, you just read Quran and you find the characteristic, the sifat of Muhammad, very clearly defined. Conduct, morals, methods of dealing with people. Now this is another very sticky thing, methods of dealing with people. It's so sensitive because of our weakness. Either it's blood pressure, or sugar level is off, or I didn't have a good night's sleep. I'll get angry very quickly. And I fail the test. It's Kazamin al-Ghayz, Afinin anil-Nas, Kazamin al-Ghayz. You want to become Muhsin, control your temper. Irregardless, control your temper, control your temper. And again, Ali Imran, I always remind myself 10 times a day, Linta lahum, Linta lahum, Linta lahum. Do you know this what it means? I don't. Does anybody know what lint means here? I don't. In spirit. I don't mean verbal. What does it mean? Allah says, because of my mercy. It is God's mercy that you are gentle to them. That's the best word you can have in Arabic, in English translation. Lint cannot be translated. You can write several words. Lenient, gentle, caring, loving. You just go on adding. Sorry? So. All of them, plus. Lint. I keep on. Why did Allah say, because I made you tender, O Muhammad, because it was my mercy to you, it will come to you, not run away from you. Maybe we should try to do that. All of us, little by little. At least begin some point. I go on reminding myself of this ayah, that if you want Allah's mercy, learn the tenderness. I get angry about 25 times a day. I can blame it, I'm getting old, I'm hungry, I didn't have enough sleep, and on and on. And I have more excuses than one to say, inshallah, I'll do it better tomorrow. The Prophet was gentle. How do you describe gentleness? Anybody? How do you describe gentleness? It can be described. I mean, soft-spoken, not too loud, put your head down, be meek. No, it's all of that plus more, plus more. And I tell you, if you see some of the qualities of Prophet Muhammad, how Allah transformed him into this lantalam. Okay, Surah Kalam. Okay, this is very famous. We repeat it about, I don't know, hundreds of times in a year. What does ikhlaq mean? I walk out there and somebody has put the shoes in the wrong place, I'll throw it away. So why don't you put it in this place that I'm reserved for me? I lose it. Little steps. One has to try and reflect. Otherwise, Islam is going to be only in a like a big, it's just an image, not reality. You want reality? Dig down inside of it. More. The more you dig, but have Muhammad and Ali Muhammad. Okay, you know this ayah. Uswatun Hasana, we continue. And this is beautiful. You love Allah, follow Muhammad. Very simple answer. You take Muhammad away, you will never get Allah's love. Muhammad came and he left 14th century ago, Allah says, no. If you don't follow him, you cannot love him. The greater understanding, the greater following of Muhammad will reflect in following Muhammad, then Allah will love you. You love Allah, follow Muhammad. To the T. How did he pray? How did he deal with his family? How did he deal with his wealth? How often did he get angry in a day? Frustrated. If you love God, then follow me. I did a research on just this love hope. It's very detailed presentation, very detailed. How Allah has used this word hope. And this is a summary that if you love Allah, very simply, why do we pray? Because we love Allah. Why do you fast? Because you love Allah. Why do you give khums, zakat? Why do you go for hajj, umrah, ziyarah? Because you love Allah. If you take that out, minus, it's an emptiness. It has to be an emptiness. Because Allah says, if you love me, do as Muhammad did. Keep that in mind all the time. Allah loves those who follow His Prophet. Do I follow him? I would like to better myself tomorrow. Because I don't know Muhammad enough. Surah Anfal, Ya alladhina amanu istajibu lillahi wa lirrasul. If you look at this ayah, you love Allah, follow Muhammad, and when Muhammad calls you, Allah calls you, answer, because then He'll give you spiritual life. I can go to the gym, I can go take all kinds of things, personal, but when Muhammad called, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Reply to him, because he will give you the life that you don't understand. This material life is good, yes, but life is beyond that. The spiritual life, the shine of Iman on the face will come. O you who have faith, respond to Allah and His Rasul, because that will give you life. Okay, now let's continue. There are 5 verses. Please take this as very important diction, because this is Allah's kalam. I'm only giving you what Allah has said in the Quran, nothing else. I'm a collector, I'm a researcher. I research every day, 365 days. I'm retired, so I go on researching something new. If somebody were to ask me, anybody, non-Muslim, Muslim, Abadi, or whoever you call them, if they call me, just tell me something about Muhammad. So I'll quote 2 or 3 ayahs, and then I'll quote this ayah, I'll quote this ayah, I'll quote this ayah. Let's go. He was gentle, he was raised with a great standard. The Prophet is the best role model. Do not ever consider anybody above Muhammad. That means you don't love Allah. Very simply. The distance from you to Muhammad is the distance you love Allah. The closer you are to Him, Allah will love you. And His call gives you life. Personality. the way of the Prophet. Does anybody understand his personality? I mean, I'm not testing you. If somebody were to ask you, Hassan, how can you describe your Prophet? I would think about a few seconds, what's he asking me? This is too big a load for me.
It's too much.
Too big a load for me. How can I describe Muhammad? Go to Quran. Is there a better way to describe Muhammad? Exactly. Exactly. Ethics and manners, akhlaq and adab. Does anybody understand ethics and manners, akhlaq? The last two words, akhlaq and adab, you understand those two words? Akhlaq is internal, inside your heart, inside your soul, inside everything you have inside, that's akhlaq. Adab is how you use it outside. Akhlaq is inside. Adab is outside. That's what the explanations are. This Kenneth Smith personality in the book, he was perfect. Okay, according to scholars, what are the attributes of purity? When we talk about akhlaq, ethics, what do we talk about? The soul. If somebody were to ask me, do you have a soul? I said, of course I have a soul. What does it do? Where is it? I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. It's there inside of me. It's there. I'm alive, I'm walking, I'm talking, I'm eating, I'm doing everything because of that soul. Min Amr Rabbi. Unless I begin to connect with that Amr Rabbi, how can I understand Muhammad? How can my akhlaq be better? Because Muhammad was 100% akhlaq. Perfection of the self and the innermost part of the human being, like generosity again, courage. Can you describe courage? Anybody? What's courage? What is courage?
Well, brave.
Huh?
Brave.
Yes.
To do the right thing without any hesitation.
Of course. Of course, you have examples. You have examples of courage. Allah says, don't turn away from the truth, no matter what happens. That's what happened in Karbala. They stood. Imam Zain al-Abidin stood for haqq. Or Zainab stood for haqq. They did not compromise. You know what they saw? And he said, I saw nothing but beauty in my brother. Justice, forgiveness, mercy. Take a few of these and think tomorrow morning, did I follow Muhammad in generosity? But should you? Yes. He would go hungry for days. Hungry for days, never complain. Never complain. Akhlaq. All these attributes are part of akhlaq, according to our scholars. And when you say khulqan azim, make sure we have these 6 attributes. Each one of them is important. I think I'm very, good. I talk politely. I work gently, keep my head down. I don't shout or scream. Is that all that akhlaq is? No. It's beyond that. These are the ones that akhlaq consists of. The attributes of inner self. Please, I urge all of you to change your inner self, Allah will change your outer self. But if you don't change your inside, then it's a bandage. Well, it's not going to work. You need to go inside of you, little by little, by little, by little. It doesn't matter. Time is our enemy. Okay. Some more examples. Inner self had indeed an incentive complete. Inner self. I can be very polite, but inside I am, I'm weak, I'm miserly, I'm this, but on the surface, wow, look at this guy, right? I wrote a check for $10,000 for the center. Oh, that's good. That's good. But did I pay my zakat? Did I pay my homes? Did I help my relatives, my needy people? in a clan? Did I do all that? That's it. He would enjoin people to good character and conduct. Please. Remember what he said, I'm making gentle. Follow in his footsteps. The Prophet also said the most complete of believers in Iman are those who are best in character by improving their akhlaq. Start inside. Khushu is inside. Khudu is outside. Akhlaq is inside. Adab is outside. You have to have a yearning here. Allah will not light a fire inside of you. Ibadah. Ibadah is such a deep word. Very, very, very deep word. Very deep word. You cannot understand. If you look at the word just in Quran, and I heard a very, very beautiful speech by Maulana Jafar. He came to North Carolina. I happened to be there about 3 weeks ago. And the way he explained, I was dumbfounded. And inshallah, in future, I'll share that with you, is the word up. How Allah uses it in the Quran. Everything is connected in Islam. So it's like exercising. You exercise for your arm, yes. Exercise for your back, yes. Exercise for your knees, and exercise for cardio. Same thing. Tazkiyah nafs. Purify your nafs. Akhlaq, adab. Now what is adab? According to Muslim scholars, the definition is all actions that are accepted by the intellect and religion. Islam is a religion of pure thinking. It's not just following blindly. Use your aql. Use your aql. If acted upon in the best and most excellent manner, a person who has adab always performs his action and dealings in most graceful and elegant manner. Wallahi, I tell you, I think Allama Tabatabai wrote a book on this character. One of the things was, few things I'll tell you, I'm trying to teach that to my grandchildren. When you talk to somebody, you look them in the face. You would never turn his face first. When you talk to somebody, so whoever he's talking to, he'll never turn his face first. He'll always look at the face. And when you shake hands, he'll never pull the hand first. And when he shakes with somebody, the person with whom you shake hands, he says, wow, I just shook my hand with a perfume server. Make that hand perfume. Attributes of adab: elegance, gracefulness, meticulous in affairs, science and knowledge. Islam is a religion of all time. We have taken back, we haven't even grown up from 14 centuries ago. There's a big problem going on in India about talaq. I read it, it's dismaying. As you know, Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, according to their fiqh, they say that if you say talaq 3 times, talaq, 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 done, that's it. And this is having a very serious problem in India, very, very, very serious problem. Because court said this is fine. You guys you're Muslim, you decide for yourself. So Mullah says fine, that's talaq. Now he doesn't give her dowry, he doesn't take care of it, he just says talaq, 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 he goes to look for another wife. He already has another wife. It's very simple. Why not? I don't want to. Okay. Praiseworthy conduct. If somebody praises you, just say subhanallah. A positive force. Think positive. Think positive. And that's what Allah wants us to do. Think positive. Think positive. Think positive. Adab are the attributes of the actions of a person as they are performed in the real world. Remember what I said? Akhlaq is inside, adab is outside. Always remember. You change, Allah says, you change your inside, I'll change your outside. What do you say in Dua al-Hajj? Kam min sana'i jameel lasta ahlan lahu. I don't deserve, yet you show because of my inside, you're showing something I don't even know it. He's showing it. Because we have changed your inside nature. Okay, I go very quickly for a few more minutes. I know everybody is hungry here. Excellent adab is the ornament of intellect. Take this from here. Make this your intellect to learn the akhlaq in Nabi. That's the power of your intellect. And that's why Ali ibn Abi Talib was perfect. Get up, get up. Sit down, sit down. Ali, go to Khaybar. Ya Rasulullah. Ali, go to Khandaq. Ya Rasulullah. Ali, sleep in my bed. Ya Rasulullah. With no hesitation. His ittiba' in Muhammad was perfect. Imam Ali said, the adab manners are like new attires. Every day, attire yourself inside. And that's where Allah will show your beauty, your reflection. Imam Hassan said, one who has no intellect has no adab. Allahu Akbar. Allah save me from this. Allah save me from this. Save all of you from this. Please. These are the characteristics. I'll go a couple of more. Anybody has any questions as I go along, let me know, please. I have done research for months and years, in his life. And I'm what presenting you is just a small synopsis. You know this book, Al-Kafi, he said, angel came to noble prophet and said, Allah has given you the choice between being, anybody can guess? Everybody has come to offer. Oh Muhammad, Allah has given you choice between two things. Anybody? Yes?
Between die now at that time or live forever, yes?
Okay. Today or tomorrow?
At the last days, the Jibreel came down to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, asking Prophet, the God put two options in front of you. Tomorrow, for example, is the day that you're going to pass away, or can give you extended life. But he said, no, let's die on the
Alhamdulillah, that's a good narration, but this is a little different here.
Okay.
No, it's good. There are many angles. That's the search. The search is what is the reality. Offer was you have abd, khushu, abd with khushu. I'll say, hey, am I going to be one of the billionaires today in America or in the world? I keep hearing these numbers, billionaire. They sleep like us, they eat like us, they're the same, and when they die, they don't know. When they die, they don't know. Okay? So, this is the choice. And for ordinary people, let's say you're very poor, hungry, and you're a lot of debts. And somebody comes and says, look, I'll give you an offer of an akhirah, or I'll give you money now. And I see my my hungry family, the children, the house breaking down, there's no AC there, there's no carpet on the ground. I said, maybe, for a few days I'll become king. Give me a salawat, I'll tell you a nice story. No, you guys know my age, you have to do better than this, you have to do a louder. Since we are all here together learning, there was a couple in Medina at the time of Rasulullah. There was a couple, and they were very, very pious. And just happens that the woman was more pious than the man, as usually is the case. I'm not looking at Charlie in particular. Usually, women have more iman is because of their fitrah, because they become mothers and all that. This couple, the man, they were very pious and they were not doing too good. They were okay, surviving, never complained, always in sugar. One day, the man sees in his dream that an angel is offering him. He says, you have two choices. Two halves. One half of your life remaining, I'll give you richness, all the money you need. One half, you'll be broke. You choose which one you want first. Whatever time you have remaining in your life, half of that, I'll give you the richness, or other half is you'll be poor. So he said, okay, time out. I'll have to check with my wife. I hope all of you do that. Check with your wives. It's a message, So So the man goes to his wife, he said, what are you waiting for? Take the money now. We're poor, take the money now. And then leave the rest, the trouble area later on. So he tells the angel, he says, okay, I take the riches now in the first half of my life, other half I will leave it for my suffering. So after that day, they kept getting more and more and more and more wealth. But the woman was very smart. Hey, generally women are very smart. We will not believe it, but they are very smart. So the woman tells her husband, he says, you have so much wealth, we have so many relatives that are poor, hungry, orphans, widows, poor people, no job. Let's give the money away. She started giving them money. The moment he came in, started giving them. The moment they came in, they gave it immediately, without hesitation. It's a trust. And of course, as they kept giving, they keep very little. They have their relatives, they have their neighbors, they have everybody. Very little for themselves, as they were before. Half the period of life went away. Now, the husband tells his wife that, look, time is over, now prepare for more hardship. He'd given everything away, did not keep herself. Now, he goes to sleep, he gets up in the night, he gets a dream. Angel says, well, you have a very good wife. She's a good woman now. You did good with the money we gave you. So, because you were doing all the good things, spending in the way of Allah, the good life will continue for the rest of life. Okay, let's continue for a few minutes and then I'll done. Now, when Jibreel offered this, you can become a servant or you can become a king. So he said, so made a sign to choose, pick up humility. So he said, I choose to be humble servant of Allah. Mukhlasin. He was mukhlas, 100% mukhlas. That's what he chose. He said, I don't want it. I don't want the wealth. I don't want anything. I want to be a mukhlas servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he said, even if you chose to be a king, it will be no way reduce your status in front of Allah. Imagine how Allah values Muhammad. We don't know his value, only Allah knows this. Or Fatima, or Ali, or Hassan, they only don't know. We don't know. I don't know. So he says, even if you have chosen to be a king, your value with Allah will not change. But he's giving us a lesson. Be a humble servant. Okay. I'll show you one last slide and then we can go. This personality. There will be no place from which the noble Prophet ﷺ passed, but all that would pass from there would know that he had been there from the descent of his faith. Allah. Tomorrow I should go buy a lot of scent, a lot of perfume. But perfume of inside. What is my perfume of inside? My inside stinks, my outside is fragrance. That's not going to cut it. I have to decorate my inside, my heart, with fragrance. His hands were like the hands of a perfume seller. I have to go wash my hands about 6 times, like wash off all the germs and things like that. And then I have to smell it. And all I can smell is that liquid, like. His was scented with perfume. It is because of his akhlaq inside. Everything was turning beautiful. Okay? Now, I want to stop here. I don't want to take too much of your time. You're hungry now. If you have any questions on the presentation, please go ahead and ask me. I'll try to answer as best as I can. Yes?
Okay. If we go back to the definition of the adab, which is manners. You said it's all the actions accepted by the intellect and the religion. Okay, religion, we know there is a law for the religion. We get it from the messengers and prophets. But the intellect, what's the law of the intellect?
Intellect is the one that separates human being from all the other things. When Allah created intellect, He says, I love you so much, and I'll put this into the one whom I love. All the prophets were intellect. They were thinking people, logical people. We may not understand it because of our lack of education, lack of understanding, lack of comprehension. Understand? Intellect separates us from all the other creation. If you look at the angels, they are pure. They no desire. Pure, servanthood. Shaitan has a choice. You say, I want to go turn left. You go turn left. Intellect is of thinking. What is figure? Not stomach. Figure is here. The decoration of your iman is your intellect. Always remember that. The decoration of your iman is your intellect. How will you use it? How will you use in deciphering good, bad, yes, no? And it's a beautiful connection between aql and qalb. When you look at Allah says, I put the hidayah on qalb, not on aql. But if you don't use your aql, I'm going to throw dirt on you. No soul. No, I created you. Your iman is because of your aql. We're not stone, we're not trees. We are thinking being. We are thinking being. Right and wrong, yes and no. You're going to go there now for dinner, you like it or you don't like it. Aql is constantly deciphered. There's a hadith in Al-Kafi that Allah mentions that when I love somebody, I perfect his aql. And if you go just the ayahs of Quran on aql, yaqilun, from use your aql, but I'm using it to different ways. I'm not using it into the summarizing from Quran. That's what my aql is. Like today, the society is moving so fast that kids, young people, they have 100% dunya. I mean, my grandson can, the way he goes on the computer, he's only 8.5, and he knows so many quizzes and this and this and this, but it's all worldly intelligence. This is only information. He needs to know who sent him and why he sent him to the world. I didn't create myself. I was created. If I'm created, there's got to be a creator. Why did he create me? Why did he give me aql?
But because of the difference between the civilization and the mentality of all over those ages, it's going to be like different translation for the intellect.
No. Intellect is only one. How you find Sirat al-Mustaqim. You understand?
That's for us as Muslims.
But Quran is for everybody. See, people today, they accept Quran that there is nothing in it that does not agree with the science today, known sciences today. There is nothing today's proven science that Quran be rejected. Even the scientists, you know the book by Maurice Bukhari, Quran, Science and Bible. Bible, Science and Quran. He's a scientist, French scientist. He wrote the book and he compared Judaism, Christianity and Islam. And he says this Quran, and this is Christian writing, he said this Quran is not written by any human being. The statements in there were not known 14 centuries ago. Our gift to us is to put our aql down. We put the head down, the aql is far away. That's what we need to understand. That the purpose of aql is to be used accordingly. And Quran says that you become Muslim because I gave you that opportunity. And I am patting myself, oh, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Muslim. No. He chose a father and a mother who were Muslims. He created that for us. He created that for Muslim father, Muslim mother, and inshallah, the Shia Ahlul lovers. He chose all that for me. Isn't it? He said, if you don't, exactly. But he said, if you use your aql, you remain lucky. Want to remain lucky? Use your aql. Use your aql. there are institutes that are studying this, okay, between aql and qalb. It's a very subtle combination. So, to me, what I'm explaining to you is Quran says by themselves, what does it mean? People who use the brain. You are a community and must use your brain. Brain for what? Good job, good clothes, good car, good spouses, yes. But eventually, this is all going to go away. The real akhirah is the life there. This is transition. I'm sorry I took too long.
No.
Anybody else? Look, all I'm saying is, for all of us are gifted with aql. All of us. Let's not, and because we are moment, we have now responsibility to use it properly. Very simple. He's opened the door for us, use it up. Now, for instance, aql tells you, I'm thirsty, okay? I'm thirsty, and I have three choices. There is water, there is milk, and there is beer. I have to choose. Aql says, hey, if I don't believe anything, I say, take beer first. That is misuse of aql.
Yeah. But obviously, this is approved by a lot of scientists, like even Islamic scientists. They said the intellect has been developed, like since Adam or even before Adam until now, has been developed a lot. It wasn't advanced like now. So does that mean Allah will judge the people at that time about their like, let's say, undeveloped or not advanced
It's a very good question.
It's
a very good question. You go back to 14 centuries ago, the kind of thing they will do. There's a book called The Message by Jafar Subhani. He traces the history, how ignorant Arabs were. I don't mean to, he's quoting, kind of things they used to do at that time. Muhammad came to change that. Now, intellect has been there. If you think of it, how many centuries ago, Luqman, Allah said, I gave him hikmah. He's better than all of us. That was centuries ago.
So hikmah is aql?
No, hikmah is use of aql, proper use of aql. If you use aql,
it's a product
proper
of
education.
Product of intellect.
Yeah. So coming back to his question, over the centuries, what has changed is information. Look, Qul huwallahu ahad hasn't changed from Adam to now.
Right.
See? Allah Rabbi hasn't changed. Muhammad Nabi, it was there all the time in the arsh. Okay? So, what has changed is, like for instance, I tell you, at my age, when I was young, I had no concept. We had no phone, no TV, nothing. Today, I see this new gadget, the cell phone. Is that intellect? No. How I use that cell phone will be intellect. You understand? Mm-hmm. How I use that tool.
Yes.
Now, Muhammad is intelligent throughout the history. Nobody can outdo him. 14th century ago, he's gone, but his intellect will continue to the end because he is with Quran.
Wow.